I don't know which of y'all need to hear this, but a woman falls in love with a man based on how he treats her. And if she falls out of love, it's for the exact same reason. It's not for another man. It's not because she thinks the grass is greener. Now, hear me out. I'm not talking about these girls that just want you for your money and they hoes and they never got over their ex and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the woman that actually fell in love with you. If she did that, it wasn't just because of how great of a guy you are that played a part in what she could appreciate and respect about you. She may love you because of who you are, but her falling in love with you is because of how you treat her, which is predicated on what you see in her, how you show and express what it is you feel about what you see in her. And if she falls out of love, if she goes cold, if she withdraws, if she shuts down, if she mentally checks out, it's the exact same thing. Again, I'm saying it so you can disabuse yourself of the notion that if you lost your girl, it's because some other guy got more money than you. No. It's because you. How you treated her, how you talked to her, how you dealt with her changed. Something went wrong in how you treated her. You don't lose a good woman to somebody else on the outside. If you lose your good woman, it's because of something that was going on interior that wasn't aligned with what you promised her. And I've heard guys try to wrap this up in different ways. Well, she only want to be with me for what I can do for her. No. Don't try to make it where it's so transactional. The truth is, it's all about how she experiences you. And you were fine with that when it came to the girls you wanted to run through. You wanted them to experience you in a way that drew seduction and comfort with giving it up, whatever, right? You were cool with that. You were cool with that when it came to you dating her, courting her, in order to get her to drop any other potential guys. But now when it comes to sustaining her, you got a problem with her sticking around based on how you treat her. What do you think this is? How you treat her is what you pour into her. If you treat her badly, you are running her dry. What love do you expect to get from a dry well? What? Make it make sense, brother. Make it make sense. A woman will fall for a man because of how he makes her feel, how he treats her. And again, she will fall out of love for the exact same reason. It ain't another man that changes her heart. It's that man's change in behavior. The same consistency that once upon a time can make a woman feel safe can also turn into inconsistency that makes her feel small. The same tenderness that can open her up, it can become the exact same indifference that makes her want to shut down. Love didn't just leave overnight. It eroded slowly. Every time she felt unseen, where she once upon a time felt cherished. She didn't just stop loving the man because she wanted to. She stopped because he stopped being the man that she fell in love with. Again, I'm saying this for those in the back that think when a woman says, okay, I'm done. I hear dudes all the time that try to attribute it to if a woman is cheating. I heard a dude, matter of fact, some of y'all may remember. I posted about a guy on a podcast with his wife saying, hey, what if I went to the Dominican Republic with my friends? Would you care? She was like, no, honestly, I wouldn't. I don't care what you do. And the conversation continued on to where he was basically like, oh, so you just don't care in the relationship what I do at all? She's like, no, because I know you're trying to get an emotional rise out of me. I know what to expect out of you. His next question was, so are you having an affair? He noticed that she was distant. And instead of realizing she was only as distant away from him, withdrawn, shut down, etc., she was only as distant away from him as he had pushed her away. Instead of that, he then went to question if she was having an affair. It ain't because of nobody but you, bro. You lose your good woman. She's in love with you. You losing her. It's because of you. She didn't fall in love with your words. She fell in love with the treatment, the consistency. She believed in your actions long before she cared about those promises. And when those actions changed, her feelings followed. At first, you was checking in just to hear her voice. Then, at some point in the relationship, she had to beg you for a little bit of attention that wasn't divided. At first, there were planned dates. Later on in the relationship, she had to plan everything. In the beginning, you listened to her. Then as the relationship went on, you scrolling while she's talking. You didn't just lose her attention. You lose a woman's admiration like that. And that's when the love starts to die. That ain't a matter of another man, or she just think the grass is greener, or her expectations are unrealistic, or no. We love those deflections. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and mention this now. As a woman, if you can relate to what I'm saying, you ever had to pull back and it wasn't because you just didn't care, but it was a matter of self-preservation, so you didn't continue to stretch yourself so thin that at some point you snapped. If you ever had to get to that point, you're just like the thousands of women who read my book, Don't Forget Your Crown, and use the strategies that I gave away in there to put themselves back together stronger than ever so they could align with a man who never pushed them away, who held them close, no matter how the relationship was going, how his mood shifted. There's 4,500 reviews on Amazon. I think it's close to 5 stars, 4.6, I think, out of 5 stars average. 4,500 reviews, $30 on Amazon. You can get the same book, ebook and audiobook for free by just commenting the word crown. You can get it today for free, the book that I just mentioned. If you relate to anything that I've said, you can get it for free today by commenting the word crown. I will send it to you like a crown on your head, because that's what it's all about, putting back on your own head. But back to what I was saying. When a woman falls in love with a man, she is falling in love with his effort. And guess what? She will fall out of love because of your entitlement. Ladies, correct me if I start, getting off track. In the beginning of that relationship, you wanted to understand her past, her heart. You wanted to earn her heart. But at some point, you got to where you thought you could just expect it on credit. Effort was replaced with assumption. Pursuit was replaced with convenience. You used to ask those types of questions like, okay, how can I love you better? But then it got to a point where you just wanted to complain that nothing that you did was ever enough. You're not even striving for the enough that you once upon a time were and got clearly communicated to you. You forgot that the woman who felt taken for granted would eventually one day start taking back her heart. That's how it goes. It's a natural consequence. This isn't a matter of her not being all in, wanting something better, wanting her personal trainer, wanting her male friend, wanting a coworker. This ain't none of that. If she fell out of love with you, it's because of how you treated her. It's because of the emotional experience that she was having with you. Your protection felt safe in the beginning, and that was nice. But then it started to feel like a certain type of silence that made her feel unseen. Like in the beginning, when you were calm, it felt grounding. And as time went on, you blurred the line across the line to where it started feeling more dismissive. It felt like security in the beginning. Then it started feeling like emotional distance. Because you weren't paying attention to the signs of how this was landing with her. For example, when she used to share her feelings, you listened, you cared. Then in a relationship, you called it drama. In the beginning, you wanted her to be open and vulnerable and talk to you and tell you about her day and what was on her mind and what she went through in her past relationship and how her feelings were developing. You wanted that. But then as the relationship went on, and some of those feelings included things that she needed you to be better about or give more of or give nothing of, then you called it negativity and always looking for something. When she would ask you questions about, okay, how do you feel? Where are we headed? Or like, you want me? You had no problem in the beginning saying, yeah, I'm on you. Like I'm on your body. Like me and you only. Like you was on that. But then when she dropped her roster, any potential, she shut off all doors to anybody else. She burned bridges. Now she asking for clarity. And you say it's her nagging. You mistook her emotional honesty for conflict. Until her silence replaced all of those explanations. You thought it was peace when really it was resignation. Again, I'm trying to convey this to the man who has enough sense to heed what I'm saying. That woman fell in love with you because of how you treated her. You had no problem with that because it felt good to you. It was convenient for you and you was willing to put in the work for that first 30 days. Then her 4-week free trial was over with Mr. Nice Guy, and then you came out with the real you that you thought she was going to remain subscribed to. That's not how it works. You used to make her feel heard. Then at some point you stopped listening. What do you think she's supposed to do with that? That same attention that once upon a time made her feel special, you turned it into neglect that made her feel replaceable, made her feel invisible, made her feel like she was just average to you. You shifted that love story from I can't get enough of you to, you asking for too much. You want too much. That's whenever she started emotionally packing her bags. Much love, Anita and Toby. I love seeing y'all in the comments. If what I'm saying is making sense, by the way, let me just pause. Man, hit the share button so we can get more people involved in this conversation who understand, because it's going to go over a lot of people's heads. But I'm essentially describing a situation where a man does things in the beginning. He buying perfume. Oh man, he buying perfume. He noticing her new smell, her mood, her energy. He tells her all these great things that he's noticing about her and how he sees his future with her. And he's never met a woman like her. All that language changed. Barely even noticed her absence in the room. Barely even noticed when her light was gone, when her mood was down. Seen it as an inconvenience. Because a woman doesn't just leave a relationship once she starts feeling unloved. A woman leaves a relationship when she starts feeling unnoticed. You're not even paying attention. She gave you a chance based on your potential. She cut off any further chances based on your patterns. So yeah, in the beginning there was hope. That's what the relationship was built upon. But at some point, reality kept repeating itself, and that's what destroyed it. Rukisha, thank you for sharing. Anita, much love to you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, if you hit the share button, comment share so I can show you some love. I know some people are gonna be scared of this truth. I don't care, because they can't whoop me. They gonna get mad anyway. So I'll be the bad guy. And I'll tell it like it is. When a woman falls in love, it is because of how you treat her. How you treat her is contingent on how she's able to receive you. The version of her that she's able to give you access to. She gives you the version of her that is safe with you. You treat her a certain way to convince her that a particular version of her was safe with you. Right? So you convinced her the in-love version of her was safe with you. But that same behavior stopped, it changed, it's something. And now you're saying, okay, the in-love version of you is no longer safe. The in-love version of her started crying herself to sleep. The in-love version of her was asking, where are you going? And getting left on red, or, hours between text messages when it's time for an update. That's nothing safe about that. A woman can only give you the version of her that she feels you can handle safely. And if you repetitively show her that the in-love version of her is not safe with you, she's going to snatch that away. She's going to repossess it. Angela Cat, thank you for sharing. Etta Marie Thompson. Kim Possible, I see you. Thank you for sharing. Christy, a couple more people. Got some real ones in here. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Like when a woman chooses her peace over persistence, continuing to try, and she the only one trying, it ain't because she stopped caring. It's because she finally realized that love shouldn't hurt to hold on to. It shouldn't. She shouldn't have to beg for time. She shouldn't have to over-explain her needs. She shouldn't have to fight to be chosen. And so whenever she decides, okay, I can't do this no more, that's not apathy, that's acceptance. The death of her effort was the funeral of her illusion that love alone could save y'all. That's where she got to with it. So in the beginning, you made her feel cherished and prioritized and safe and seen. You brought her your best energy, your best mood. You was careful with your words. You did all of that. But in the end, you made her feel invisible, unappreciated, emotionally alone, beside the same man who once upon a time made her feel like, she was on top of the world. That love that y'all had, or that rather she had for you, it wasn't lost through arguments. She didn't want to resolve conflict and keep communicating. No, it wasn't lost through those arguments. It was lost through neglect disguised as peace. If I'm speaking facts, put facts down in the comments. Because again, I don't think men understand the journey of a woman who is in love to a woman that says, you can't have access to me no more. Even if I still love you, I can't afford to be in love with you. I'm done. A lot of guys don't understand what this looks like. But a woman will fall out of love with you even if she once upon a time admired you, adored you, loved your dirty draws. Because love requires emotional maintenance. Effort is the oxygen of that affection she's able to continue giving you. Women remember how they were treated the first time. It's in the beginning of the relationship, and they recognize whenever that treatment disappears. So don't think that she just outgrew the relationship or just wanted something different, or no. She didn't outgrow the love that she once had for you. She outgrew the imbalance. She outgrew that gap between where you are now and where you were. That disparity between what she needs from you and what you are showing her you even care to try to give her. And that kind of woman, she stops chasing reassurance and starts protecting her peace. She realizes that love without consistency is manipulation, just with better lighting. Like this is the epiphany that she's going to have. This is what she's going to wake up and understand. And again, for any woman listening to this, hear me and hear me well. I absolutely advocate for accountability. If you did something wrong, if you need to work on yourself. However, there is nothing you can do differently to make a man love you who doesn't have love in his heart for you to give. If he got with you for the convenience of being with you, if he didn't want love, he wanted help. If he's a broken man, he just needed you to fill a void. If he's addicted to variety, if he can't commit to any one choice because he's so obsessed and infatuated with having options, there's nothing different you could have done. There's none of your actual flaws you could have fixed in order to have changed the outcome with that man. And you're not crazy because you feel the distance. You're not just making it up in your head what the reality is. If you fell in love with who that man used to be, but now you're hurting from who he has become, understand this. Understand this. His complacency is what creates your confusion. You don't fall out of love because you're fickle. You fall in love because you're finally sober from that high of his potential. Like, don't carry the shame of feeling differently whenever he's giving you a completely different experience than what initially created those feelings that you did have in that relationship. If that's in any way resonating with you, you are exactly who I wrote the book, Don't Forget Your Crown, for. Some of y'all don't even know I'm an author. I'm cool with that. But yes, I've authored and published 15 books. Don't Forget Your Crown is my best-selling one. You don't have to go on Amazon and get it. You don't have to go to Barnes & Nobles. You don't have to go on Walmart. You don't have to go to any retailer. If you like audiobooks or ebooks or both, I'll send them to you free. Both. Free. Comment the word crown and I'll send it to you. Free. Comment the word crown. Because you're listening to this right now, I'll send it to you free. Or you can get it for $30 on Amazon. But it's free if I just send it to you because you commented the word crown. I want as many people as possible, especially if you're listening to this and this resonates with you, I want you to reclaim your peace. I want you to reclaim your confidence. I want you to reclaim your clarity. Because it can get real foggy what your self-worth really is whenever you allow somebody emotional proximity and all they do with that access to you is try to wreck you. Everything that you built up in you, every positive narrative that you created from the life that you've built for yourself. But moral of the story is this, and I said this before, I'll say it again. A woman falls in love with a man based on how he treats her. She falls out of love based on the exact same thing. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If I'm speaking facts, tell me I'm speaking facts, because I'm just on the outside looking in. But she didn't fall in love with words. She fell in love with consistency. She fell in love with effort, and she fell out of love with entitlement. So that same attention that made her feel so special is your fault for replacing it with neglect that made her feel invisible. But those are just my thoughts. Y'all know I'm your internet big bro. I got your back. Hopefully this was of value to you. And if you agree with anything that I said, find a little arrow and hit the share button so somebody else can get this truth that needs to hear it, because people love spreading the lies and BS. If you believe what I said was true, any part of it, all I ask is that you pay it forward by hitting the share button. And again, as my gift to you guys who can resonate with this message, you're going to find a lot of value in my book, Don't Forget Your Crown. I'm not just telling you that because I want to sell it to you. I'm literally giving it to you for free. Free. Comment the word crown. Comment the word crown, and I got you. I put the little directions down here. It'll be inside of my inner circle. It's not on Amazon. It'll be what you can listen to or pop up on your phone, and you can read inside my inner circle. No contract, no commitment, cancel anytime. You keep the books for free. Comment the word crown,